Good afternoon. This is the September 1st Personnel Committee meeting, and my name is Steve Havey, and I am your committee chair. First off, we will have a roll call, please.
Mr. Havey?
Here.
Mr. Harris? Mrs. Burdick? Mr. Graves?
Here.
Mr. Ricky?
Here.
Mrs. Root? Mr. Stockin?
Here.
Mr. Crandall?
Here.
6 members present.
Thank you. Next up, we have to approve the minutes for August the 4th. Mr. Stockin and Mr. Ricky. Will there be any corrections or discussions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried. Thank you. Next up, August 18th minutes. Mr. Graves and Mr. Ricky. Any corrections on these, please? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, and that also is carried. Thank you. We're going to do a referral from committee. This one's going to be from Human Services, and it's important that I should note that this is contingent on Human Services Committee approval directly after this meeting. The item is Public Health Director Tyler Shaw is requesting permission to create one full-time temporary health coordinator. This position will support school reopenings by coordinating COVID-19 testing equipment, supplies, and grant deliverables. The salary is between $41,057 and $49,024 with benefits that are $16,041 to $19,154. Thank you. This is 100% funded by the feds, and it is temporary. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Graves, second. Mr. Stockin. Discussion, please.
Yep, I got one up here.
Yeah,
Just
Mr.
would
Finn.
I'd ask Tyler, how do we know when the temporary is over? In other words, I guess we know we create these, but we say temporary. What would be the criteria to eliminate that position?
I put on there, I use the grant fund end date.
Okay.
So on there I put temporary through 7/31/2022. That's when the grant funds, the grant would not be renewed at that point.
Very good, thank you. Yep.
Yeah, that's the correct answer, when the money runs out. Any other comments, please? Mr. Budinger, sir, from in the back.
I don't know why I brought up the paper. I don't really need a piece of paper with me, but you noticed on the form that you have in front of you that there's no grade, step, or anything like that on there, because this is going to be a new position that's being created. So I'm making a recommendation to the Personnel Committee that it be placed in PAF Grade 5. Thank you.
You need that in a motion, Mr. Chairman?
I would think that would need to be included somewhere. Let's make that in the motion. That'd be great.
I'll move it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Graves. And a second? Mr. Ricky. Discussion, please. More discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried. Does anyone have any old business for the committee? Any new business? And, go to the order.
Mr. Chairman, as it appears there's no further business to conduct, I move we adjourn.
An adjournment from Mr. Graves. How about a second? Mr. Ricky. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you all. Good meeting. We are adjourned.